Ramon Harris came from afar to be a part of the Kentucky basketball tradition. From Anchorage, Alaska, number 5, Ramon Harris.
Wildcat Sports Talk is proud to present The Harris Way. Now, here's Ramon.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to The Harris Way today. It is game day. I'm excited, and I'm back with my co-stars again. I'm back with Big Blue Nation. It just seems so long ago since I was absent last week. I'm excited for the night, man. I don't know what it is that's going on with our Cats right now, but I just still believe that they can still turn around. Now, I don't know if we'll make the tournament. I don't know if NIT is an option. But like I said, the short-term goal is to get in the best position that you can for the SEC tournament. And then once you do that, man, tournament play, anything can happen. But you got to put yourself in the best position possible. And, it has to start tonight. And I feel like we say this almost every game. But I'm going to say it again because I truly believe it. It has to start tonight. Tim and Adam, what you guys think, man?
Man, you're exactly right. I mean, tonight is really important. We were talking about this earlier in our pregame show. It's imperative that we have a good game. I mean, look, just getting a W right now is like the biggest thing. I mean, we've got to get a W, you know?
Yeah, I mean, especially whenever you come out with the news talking about Clark probably won't return the rest of the season. And with the losses that we've strung together, the fan base needs it, Coach Cal needs it, the kids need it, the players. I mean, it's just something that, man, yeah, we needed to win 2 or 3 games ago, but now it becomes the point to where, man, we really need a win. We need a win to keep everybody's confidence up and just to keep everybody moving forward, man.
Definitely. I think we need a win tonight for the psyche of the players as well. It's tough, man. You go out there, you practice as hard as you can, and even though the result is not what you want it to be, you still in your mind is like, I gave it my all, even though everything didn't go the way that I would like it to go or we would like it to go. Your whole process is I didn't come out here to lose. Like, that's not what I came out here for. So, a win tonight would definitely just get the psyche of the players going. When they started the SEC play and they got those wins, you saw a whole different team. And, you just seeing a different bounce with the players. You're seeing defensively, they were just on their toes a little more. They were moving quicker, moving lighter. And when you're losing, man, that's a heavy burden to bear.
Yeah, I think, man, what is it they say a lot of times, Ramon, winning is addictive. I mean, it's contagious. You know what I mean? One win leads to another. Yeah, and so is losing, apparently. So,
losing is tough. Losing is harder to get rid of than the feeling of winning, because when you make it to Kentucky, you've been a winner. Basically you're a winner before you got to Kentucky. That's what got you there. Not only your individual talents, but the ability and, like I said, the winning is what's going to bring you the attention to the University of Kentucky, because we breed winners. So no matter how the season has gone so far, I don't think not one player is not upset when the team does lose. And regardless of what reports may say, like, 3 players are reportedly have their bad packs and all that stuff, I don't care how good you are or you're supposed to be, you being on a losing team at the level that Kentucky is at is not going to help your stock at all.
Good point. Good point, because when you are evaluating players, I should say, young men, you evaluate all the aspects of their game, but there's always a little mark there that goes, he's a winner.
Right.
He's accustomed to win, and everybody wants winners, at the end of the day.
They do.
So, man, I tell you what, one thing that I know we were going to talk about tonight, I wanted to jump right into it with you, is Davion Mitts. The reports of him saying that he wants to take advantage of that extra year and come back and play. How big would that be for the Cats, man?
It would be huge, man. I don't know exactly each individual player that we have coming in next year. And I don't know where the chips lie with that. I know a few of the guys that's coming in. But he would definitely be a key because, like I said, he was a guy that was shooting the ball and scoring the ball before he came to Kentucky. And, obviously he showed moments that he could do that here. So I can only imagine him coming back and him being familiar with Coach Cal and the system and what it means to be a Wildcat. Like all that is a lot to take in. And so him coming back next year and being a leader for this team and knowing what Coach Cal wants and knowing what Coach Cal demands. So then you have more than one guy coming back to the team next year.
Yeah, you know what, Ramon? I think, man, we all, it's hard. A lot of people look at it. The fans look at it and go, when you bring in a guy that's older like him, that's got college experience, you want them to be a leader. But I think some major experience is it's hard to come in and be a leader under a coach that you've never coached for before. So him being a leader should be a lot easier next year.
Man, I'm sorry. I just got the report back. I just got the report back. Like literally just got it. The word is true. He as in DA is definitely trying to be a part of the coaching staff.
Wow. So
That's awesome.
yeah, elaborate on what he just said, Adam, for the people that weren't paying attention.
So essentially, Derek Anderson wants to be a part of the coaching staff. He wants to try to help this team out, and of course, future teams. I'm here for it. I love it.
Well, we've heard reports,
Right. Well,
and people are asking us about it, but our man just confirmed it.
Right.
Yes.
And Derek Anderson kind of came out with a little tweet saying, put me in, let me do it. Right.
Put me in, coach.
Yeah.
I'm ready to coach.
But yeah, it's nice to hear from him directly. So
Yeah, that's directly from him.
He's my favorite.
The reports are true. He is trying to be a part of this team, and I think that's the great thing about Kentucky basketball, man. You have somebody who's from the state, somebody who has been through the trenches of playing at Kentucky, and going on and doing and being having a great professional career, and he sees what's going on and says, "Man, I want to be a part of that."
And Ramon, I'm glad you said that, man, because Da was my favorite player. He just
Right.
was. He's my favorite player. But a lot of people, even like myself, a lot of people think about what he was at Kentucky and how great he was, and we all think about him being a part of that '96 championship team. We all remember him getting injured and us coming up short in the national championship game, and we all say if Derek Anderson would have played, we'd have won again. We'd have been back to back. And we've had him on the show and all that. But honestly, man, talking to him off the record and everything else, talking to him on the show and thinking about it, a lot of people, even Big Blue Nation people, forget what an NBA career that Derek Anderson had. Hey, he was no slouch in the NBA.
He wasn't.
DA went in, man, and made some noise. I mean,
He was definitely known as the guy to look out for attacking the rim and dunking on you. He was definitely known for his athleticism and his size, and he was definitely a key guy in every team that he played on.
and he was hit with injuries, both
Right.
knees and everything, and he had to keep coming back over knee injuries, and for what he was able to do battling all his knee injuries, man, was really crazy. And if you watch a highlight video of him, I mean, honestly, whenever you watch a highlight of Da, you start thinking a little bit along the lines of Kobe and MJ.
Yeah, he definitely had that swagger about him, that demeanor about him. And like I said, back in that time, that's when, the smaller guys weren't really getting a whole lot of respect per se, unless they went in the lane and dunked on somebody. So you could tell that DA took that to heart because that was a natural thing for him.
Man, knowing Da personally and introducing him to us, you already spoke about what it means a little bit to the team for UK to if they were able to get a guy like Derek Anderson to come in and be part of the coaching staff. We all know him as a player, but you as a person, man, do you think that would be a good fit?
Yes. The first conversation that I had with DA was like he was talking to me from the crowd, and I had a bad first half. I forgot who we were playing. I just had a bad first half. Like I made a couple mistakes, and I got in my own head, and I just didn't really finish well. Like I was second guessing all the moves and everything I was doing. I was kind of second guessing. I was real hesitant because I already made a couple mistakes. And I remember I was running out the tunnel in the second half, and DA was like sitting like at the press area behind the basket. And like I just happened to like sit down for a minute and I was like woosah and trying to get myself together. and I just looked to my left, and DA looked up at me, and he had a conversation with me from a distance, and like he was basically just reassuring me of myself. And I remember I went out the second half, I had a total better second half, and that was like the first conversation I had with him. So if he can do that for me from distance, like we're literally like just like talking, but it wasn't like face to face where he could hear my voice and I could hear his voice. We were really just talking, reassuring. He was reassuring me from a distance, and like I could just see everything, reading his lips. I could just see what he's saying to me, and if he could do that from a distance, I can only imagine what he could do on a day-to-day basis.
Man, that's awesome. That's a cool story.
Yeah.
A good guy, man. I mean,
Yeah, he's a great guy, man.
yeah, I mean, he loves the program, first of all. He's been in the program. He knows the spotlight. And I mean, there's to me, there's just it's a no-brainer, man. It's like this guy, he wants to take time away from his life, who we all assume is probably a pretty comfortable life. But he wants to take away from that and come and make these young Wildcats better. It's a no-brainer. I mean, I we don't know what goes into the logistics of it, but we hope that it works for sure, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. He's still texting me right now. I apologize.
Hey, don't worry about it, man. When DA texts, you got to talk.
When DA texts, man, you got to pick up. I apologize. But he's saying a lot of things. I won't say exactly what he's saying.
Right.
I'll kind of keep that between us, keep things personal. But he's definitely, like we said, he was like, man, I want to help. And I want to help these guys understand that, time, place, and what's going on, and really give them the reality of things. And I'll just keep it at that.
Gotcha.
He didn't say nothing negative like that. He didn't say nothing negative. I just want to make that clear before people take this snippet. Be like, oh, Ramon said DA said something negative about this. He didn't say nothing negative. He really didn't say nothing about the team. He just said that he really wants to help. But I'm not going to use the exact words that he said. It's all positive. It's all positive.
Right. It's just you feel like it's a little personal, so you just tap a little bit.
I'm not.
Give up a little bit as you can.
Yeah, I feel like the fact that he's answering my text messages tells me that I've earned the trust with him, and I'm trying to keep that.
Exactly, man. Exactly. And like, everybody knows that's watching the show, we've had him on the show. And obviously, I think now with this talk, you'll probably work on getting him back on the Harris Way, won't you?
Yeah, I'll definitely try to get him back on the Harris Way. I'm working on some people, man. It's so tough with the NBA going on right now and all the rules and regulations, and you got to get approval from teams and stuff like that. That's really tough. But, DA, for him to come on the show the first time, if you haven't noticed, I don't even know the last time he did an interview or even talked to anybody about Kentucky sports before we talked to him. But, Kentucky's a family, man. And like I said, for him to talk to me from a distance and reassure me about myself, I think it was clear as day to a basketball eye that where I was mentally at that state. But he's definitely been a help. So I can only imagine what he could do hands-on. That's somebody that's lived it, done it, and been successful at it. So
for sure, man.
So hopefully, hopefully he'll get that opportunity.
So Ramon, what are we wearing, Ramon? Here, I see.
Man, this is I got on my practice jersey, man. I told you, man, I'm feeling real good today, man, and I wanted to be with my guys.
That's a real practice.
Yeah.
Okay, raise it up there. Let's see it a little bit.
It's a real.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Yeah, it's an XL, but it's a length plus 6. That was back when we wore big gear back in those days.
That
was when the baggy look was inside. I was like, I put it on now. I said, what size is it? Because it goes like about mid-thigh on me right now.
Comment here on the page says according to Matt Jones, Cal and DA doesn't have a good relationship, so I don't see him being hired. Well, I got a news flash for you there, buddy. Let me just tell you, a lot of the guys from that era and Coach Cal don't necessarily have the best relationship.
Yeah, and that's a good point. But here's the deal, though. I think sometimes when people say they don't have a good relationship or they've got a little bit of a beef, sometimes it's not as bad as us fans think it is. Sometimes things are made of a little bit more than what they should be. And I don't know the situation. But behind the scenes, when a guy like Derek Anderson comes out,
I want to show you guys. Look at this. We got two Ramones here.
okay,
Yeah.
I was wondering why you
Hey, hey,
Look at
man,
that.
twins.
I don't know what happened with that,
We got the
man.
Harris twins.
I mean, could you imagine if there was two of me?
Wow.
Man.
But when a guy like Derek Anderson comes out and says he wants to be a part of the program, he's not saying he wants to take Coach Cal's position. So he wants to work with Coach Cal, so he can't have much of a beef.
Right.
So,
Right.
man, maybe those two can come together and go, you know what? If we did have any differences, we've agreed that we want to work together for the greater good.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Derek Anderson being on this staff is exactly what this team needs.
Yes,
because he can literally bridge the gap between those guys and these guys, and maybe guys like Reed Shepherd might come to Kentucky.
And what do guys want when they come to Kentucky? To go to the NBA.
Right.
He's been there. He's done that. I mean, hey, guys, this is what happens when you get drafted. This is what happens when a big shoe deal comes your way. I mean, this is what you're going to go through. I mean, it would be a perfect fit.
A big thing that he can explain to them is the truth and reality of how to build your stock.
Yes.
2 Ramon Harris would equal 14 national championships. So
whoa.
I like that.
That's,
I like that. We would have to be in school for a long time, but you know I like what that comes to, man.
Hey, you know, I mean,
well, what he's doing is he's saying that you guys would win them while you're there, and then you become coaches and win more.
Hey, listen, man. I definitely would love to be a part of the winning culture. Have been a part of winning culture, but Kentucky, man. Kentucky is like something that, like myself, dreamed of, and to actually be a part of it. Like I said, I never thought when I would go to Kentucky that I would meet Derek Anderson and be able to text him 10 years after I graduate. Knowing that this was somebody I watched. Like, oh, yo, who is number 1? He is nice. And he got the Jordans on. Like, oh, and he dunking on people, let alone the fact that I'm actually met and talk and exchange numbers and texts and have full conversations with this person, man. Like I said, Kentucky is near and dear to my heart for sure.
So this team, Ramon, we the struggles that it has. We've talked about all week that a true point guard is kind of like, man, I mean, like we just don't have a true point guard. That and Devin asked you, he's young, so that you're going to have struggles there. So what do you make of it? I mean, what like is there not a third guard on this team that could run the point that Cal might try?
I'm gonna say no because I'm gonna say no, but I really like Devin Askew, and from a basketball eye, I see improvements that he's doing, and I understand he's had a few bad games and this and that, but at the same time, from what I see right now, Devin Askew is a transition point guard. And watching the Tennessee game, when they just got out and ran, you seen Devin Askew get to the lane, drop off for Brooks for a dunk. You see him getting to the lane. You see him in space. And, towards the end of the game, you're trying to run the half-court offense. And so now you have him doing a lot more thinking than he's actually reacting. And that's where he's still trying to learn the college game, is to think a step ahead. He's still learning that. And like I said, right now, he would be a senior in high school. So some of the things that he's learning, the speed, the terminology, the advancement of players, and in high school, you don't really your teammates, but you don't really know your teammates as far as, like we say, KYP, know your personnel, not the people you're playing against, the people on your team. And as a guard, you got to know, okay, this person shoots better here, here, and here, and this person is better when they get the ball here, and this person is better when they're closer to the basket, or this person likes the mid-range. Like, you have to know that and think that in a matter of seconds. And that's something that I feel like he's still trying to learn, and I believe he will get it because, like I said, the Tennessee game, he was driving and kicking and hitting guys and understanding spacing and understanding how to draw somebody to get somebody open. The team is just struggling in the half court. And like I said before the Tennessee game on the pregame show, I said their strength is when they're in transition. And that's where the versatility and everything goes. And I believe that they were up 10 just doing that, just running down their throats. Yes, you're going to miss some shots and you might miss some layups, but the consistency of pressure had Tennessee on their heels. And I just feel like when they slowed that down, it gave Tennessee a chance to gather themselves and establish a defensive front. And we couldn't figure that out. And that's where the turnovers came, and then with some missed shots. And then now they're running in transition, and, now you're running out of time.
So, I wanted to kind of, before we kind of get to some of our predictions for tonight, I want to give somebody something, and I give you all of y'all this gift. It's basically hour. Well, since we're talking about Derek Anderson, I thought we'd throw it back again. And nothing pumps me up more than the starting lineups. I absolutely love starting lineups. You love starting lineups?
I do love starting lineups, man. Whenever I was a kid, I used to go around saying them all the time.
Yeah, so let's hear the starting lineup from 1996, the team that is known as probably the best team that ever walked.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Here we go, the 1996 National Championship lineup right now.
For the starting lineups for your University of Kentucky Wildcats. Forward, a 6'8" sophomore from Chicago, Illinois. Number 24, Antoine Walker. And forward, a 6'5" junior from Louisville, Kentucky. Number 23, Derek Anderson. At center, a 6'10" senior from Evansville, Indiana. Number 40, Walter McCarthy. A 6'2" junior from Lebanon, Kentucky. Number 25, Anthony Ellis. And a card, a 6'1" senior from Brownsville, Tennessee. Double O, Tony Dowd. And the coaching staff for the Cats: Sean Brown, Winston Bennett, Delray Brooks, associate coach Jim O'Brien, and the head coach Rick Pitino.
I love that. Every time I hear that, man, it's good stuff.
Reminds me of
memories.
And what's crazy, I'll be honest with you, y'all don't know how hard that stuff is to find. Like, that stuff is really hard to find. That one's a little easier. But like, if I have searched and I have searched and I have searched for starting lineups for other years and I can't find them. I've been trying to find them for your years for like ever, Ramon. Like, I can't find them.
Well, like that K-Wood call that you had, man, you had that from your working days.
Yes.
I mean, so
yes.
You've got a lot of stuff like that a lot of people don't have.
Right. Yeah. I've got all kinds of stuff like that. I mean, I've, K-Wood's call. I've got Ralph Hacker's call of the Arizona game in '98. I mean, I've got all that stuff, but it's, I wish I could get a little further past that. I wish I could have some of that other stuff. I had the 2009 starting lineup, but I don't know what happened to it. I recorded that forever ago at the radio station, so man. I do have that one somewhere if I can find it.
It's good stuff, man. I think people like hearing that stuff.
Definitely, that's definitely bring back a lot of memories, man. I just remember being in the starting lineup and be like, man, I prayed for this. Like literally, like the opportunity, the university. Like,
hey, Ramon, the first time, man, that you were in the starting lineup, walk us through that. I mean, I just couldn't imagine, man.
Man, so that was Billy G's first year, and I remember that summer when Billy G got there. I was contemplating transferring, and I remember during summer school I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just give it my all and see where things lie. And my prayer was like, I want to be in the starting lineup. That was my prayer. Like that was my prayer every day. Didn't go by how it looked at the time, and even with returning starter Joe Crawford and so many people. But that was my prayer. I said, you know what, I'm just going to go on a prayer, see how it goes. And I remember the night before the first exhibition game, um, I remember the reporters ran up to me. And I was like, why? Like, I was kind of confused. Like, I was like, oh, what happened? Like, reporters were running up to me and they were like, hey, Ramon, at the starting, they asked, Billy G, what would the starting lineup be? And you were in it. And I was like, really? You know what I'm saying? Like, really? I was in the starting lineup? And they were like, yeah, like, as of right now, you're a starter. And I was just like, wow. Like, that's when I was like, man, I'm just going to keep praying this prayer. And that next day, I remember going through warm-ups and he came in and he wrote on the board who was guarding who. And he did it player by person, like, okay, Ramel, you're going to guard this person. This is what he likes to do, such and such. And when he wrote Ramon up there, I was like, oh, it's real.
It's good stuff.
I was like,
Yeah,
oh, it's
he
real.
got the best
Okay.
part. Yeah.
So, I remember going back up there doing the last little warm ups, and the starting lineups went, and I just remember just like looking up and watching the video and like waiting to see my name and my face come across because it was like, I was like, man, this still is surreal to me. And just walking on that court, I was good. Like walking on the court, I was still like, oh man, like this is really happening. And once the ball went up, like all that just went.
Now,
Like after that, it was just it's basketball now.
well, when they said your name though, and then because they cheer for each player, when they said your name and you heard the cheers,
Man, I thought it was a movie. Like I really thought I was in the middle of a movie.
Yeah.
that's awesome, man.
What's your prediction tonight, Ramon?
Man. Oh man. I expect them to get on transition like they did. And just run and play. Defend, rebound, take off. 80-69.
All right. Well, I said earlier, and I'm going to stick with that. I too think that this is going to be one of those games that we get to sit back and enjoy. 78-63 Cats over the Razorbacks.
I like it. Do I have to stick with my earlier prediction?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
What are you looking at me for then?
You can't.
No. What did I say? 74-68?
I believe so.
Okay, I'm going to say this on record. I'm going to stick with 74-68 Kentucky wins, but I'm really hoping, and I think there's a chance that we could even get in the 80s, like just get hot tonight.
There we go.
We do for it.
Romo, what else we got tonight? You got anything else for us?
Man, like I said, I'm just excited, man. Just see what this team does. I still feel like they haven't even scratched the surface on what they can do for this season. And a part of that is because you don't really understand. You've never been through it. Only one guy has been through it, and even him being through it, he didn't finish the season. So it's like, it's one thing to know, like, okay, this is the possibilities. It's another thing where you don't really know what the possibilities are because you've never experienced it or seen it. So, yeah, I just believe that, tonight will be a night where they just mentally just put everything behind them and just go play ball and have fun again and play for one another. That's the big thing. Like, you see it in spurts. And that's where you see the guys are running transition, guys are getting threes, getting dunks. You see that they're dribbling and they're throwing the lob because they already understand what the defense is doing and how they can execute on it. So that's what I think I want to see tonight is like I want to see them having fun throwing lobs and making threes.
And that sounds awesome, Ramon. And it's funny you said that because I always used to, before I started doing this show, I would always watch every game with my dad. It was kind of our bonding thing. And we'll
Mhm.
talk about it all the way up until I do the show, halftime after the game. But it's our thing that we do, Kentucky basketball. We watch and talk about it. But, one of the things that me and my dad both agree with, we love more than anything is lobs. Like when Kentucky is lobbing the ball a lot, that's whenever they're really clicking.
Yeah, they really clicking, and that's one form, man. And that's like it's good for the passer and the person dunking
Yeah.
because like, hey, you see me, I see you, we're on one accord, and that's what gets when you get the bigs involved. That's where they start blocking shots, rebounding with their aggression, and you just see that's just difference. That's what's going to keep your bigs. We say feed your bigs. You keep feeding your bigs.
Yeah.
That's what's going to have them running the floor. That's what's going to have them blocking shots. That's what's going to have them rebounding. And that's
Yeah.
what's going to have them, most importantly, have them setting screens. Because
And I
they
feel like
know
a guy
that you're
like
going to be
Isaiah
rewarded.
Jackson, man. Isaiah Jackson's the perfect guy to have on your team to be throwing lobs to.
Man. But we got a lot of guys that can get off that floor.
That's true. That's
We
true.
got a lot of guys that get off that floor. But like guys like Isaiah Jackson, man, that's how you keep feeding him. Lobs or bounce passes to where he just one dribble dunk or catch and dunk. Things that keep him going and keep him motivated that now when he's setting the screen, he's really going to set a screen because he
Hey, I
knows
wonder
that
if we're
you're
ever
going
going
to
to
get the
see
ball.
Fletcher again.
Mm,
That's $1 million question.
I don't know. Right now, I think.
Remember, he came in for like 30, 40 seconds.
I was going to say, I remember him coming to the scores table, but I don't remember him
No,
playing.
he came in for 43 seconds.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
He came in the game for 43 seconds.
Wow.
I actually have a treat to end the show, Ramon.
Uh-oh.
So it's for everybody. It's for everybody. I couldn't think of a more perfect way to end it. I don't think I've ever shown all of this, and I love why you've seen it probably 150 times, and you know who made it. So, but I don't think I've ever shown all of this. So I'm going to do that, and and I'll let you.
Hey, wait. Read this comment before.
Yeah.
Now you got to read Derek's comment to Ramon. This is beautiful.
Which what?
I'll read it.
Which one?
When it says "man" on top of hearing K Wood's broadcast.
Watching and hearing I Bleed Blue, hearing Ramon's starting lineup story, I'm predicting a slaughter. Cats 82, Hogs 61.
We got you fired up tonight.
There you go.
Hey, yeah.
So Ramon, I'll let you send them out, and then we'll end with this video.
All right, now I gotta say thank you to my guys Tim and Adam, man, for bringing me on board. Being a part of the Big Blue Nation again is always great to connect with you guys. And tonight, I know it's been a rough season, but it's never too late to turn the season around, and it's never too late to get better. It's never too late to start winning. And so we're gonna send positive vibes to the guys tonight as they take on Arkansas, man. And like I always say, whatever you do, do it at God's speed.
Ramon Harris came from afar to be a part of the Kentucky basketball tradition. From Anchorage, Alaska, number 5, Ramon Harris.
Ramon Harris helped us win games, rebounds the ball, defends, does all the things we need to do to win. He does them. He talks on defense. He gives us veteran leadership.
And a good job by Ramon Harris to snag the offensive rebound. At the other end, the answer for Ramon Harris.
Well, Harris, a good athlete, got on the transition.
the other end, lays it in. Here comes Kentucky.
Nice play right there.
Count the basket for Ramon Harris. Ramon Harris, another rebound. He's done a good job so far. There's Ramon Harris with another bucket.